All right, man, I'm back. I apologize. My live actually froze up. I'm sitting, I'm sitting here looking at myself, and I'm just stuck in this position right here, and I'm like, wow, my live froze up. Um, but listen, man, it's all about your understanding. I'm now seeing at 70 years old. It's all about how you comprehend, what you understand. That's what your life is all about. What you can understand. You're where you wherever your understanding is, that's what you comfortable with. If you understand poverty, that's what you're comfortable with. If you understand wealth, that's what you're comfortable with. You see, it doesn't intimidate you. And a lot of people don't even take into consideration of their understanding, how they look at stuff, how they see stuff. And see, and the problem with most folk is they take too many things at face value. And that's what they shouldn't do, is take things at face value. Oh, matter of fact, I just read that. I just read that. I just read that. Uh, what was that? What was that? I just read that. Right here in Ecclesiastes chapter 7, verse 21, it says, also, do not take to heart everything people say, lest you hear your servants cursing you. See, you're supposed to, filter stuff that you're hearing. And you got some people that they want to believe so bad that they just take to heart everything somebody say. They count it as truthful, that the person is being honest. And that person might not be being honest with you. Okay? And like I said, some things are left better unsaid. Some things are left better unsaid, man. And let the people come to whatever conclusions they want to. You don't have to give them no ammunition to come out against you. You don't have to do that. And see, and again, um, man, listen to this. I've seen it all. This is the Message Bible. Um, Let me read it to you in the King James Version. I've seen everything in my days. There is a just man who perishes in his righteousness, and there is a wicked man who prolongs life in his wickedness. Let me read that to you. Um, I've seen in the Message Bible. I've seen it all in my brief and pointless life. Here, a good person cut down in the middle of doing good, and there a bad person living a long life of sheer evil. I've seen that. I've seen, man, that good people get cut down and evil people prosper. I've seen it in my lifetime, in my 70 years. I've seen this. Good people that have been demonized And yet evil people living the life of Riley. That happens. And see, and and when you see that, you have to know that it's a possibility. Everything, sometimes life is going to throw you some curves. Everything is not going to be hunky-dory with no adversity, with no challenges. I think that's what a lot of people want to go through life and not have any challenges. All right. So, hey man, I just try to pass along the message of being right by people, doing right by people, living right, and letting the chips fall where they may. Sometimes you're going to win, and sometimes you're going to lose. And when you lose, you can't walk around with your head down, feeling sorry for yourself. It's just a process. It's what you go through. And just let the chips fall where they may. All right? And that's all I can do right now is let the chips fall where they may. And see, I'm this type of person. If people, you got a lot of YouTubers, they remind people, press and subscribe, and if we, give me your support and all this. Man, if somebody want to support me, I don't feel I need to ask for that support. If somebody's going to support me, they're going to support me. I've had that knock on my door. Where they come and ask, hey, what about your payment? Your card didn't go through. I've had that knock. See, I know what that knock is like. I've had it since I've been here. Several times. After a while, they'd be like, okay, that's my man. Let's see, he'll come through. And they be rooting for you, man. Be rooting for you to work it out. Rooting for you. And that's one of the things I find fascinating here is that, when I was going through, when I was really having some rough times where man, I was having to pay day to day. Sometimes I only had money to pay for the day. I mean, seriously. I've had days in this hotel where, I thought that I was going to have to leave and go sleep in my car. And it worked out. It worked out. It just worked out. And one of the things that, one of the side effects of dealing with this kind of stress is when you get your body into a certain flow and it gets out of balance, it throws off your colon, you know, and I found that that's one of the things that I have to be constantly aware of is what I'm eating, so that whatever it is, if I'm dealing with some stress, it won't make me constipated. Okay? Because when I get constipated, now I'm irritable. Because I'm used to my eating and eliminating. You know, when I eat something, I eliminate. That's how I got my body trained. When I eat, I eliminate. And if I'm eating and I'm not eliminating, then that means those toxins are building up in my body and it's making me irritable. So that's what I try to stay on is, you know, a lot of y'all don't think your elimination is important, but you should stay on top of your colon, man. Stay on top of your colon. Stay on top of your colon. Okay? Because that's where your health is. It's in your colon. You got a healthy colon. You got a healthy body. If your colon ain't healthy, you ain't healthy. It's just that simple. And that's what I try to stay on top of my colon, man. Watch my eliminations. That's what I try to do. I try to focus on watching my eliminations. And like I said, I got my body trained. When I eat, man, I got to go to the bathroom. And when I eat and I don't have to go to the bathroom, I'm sick. I'm constipated. It's just that simple, man. I'm constipated. I eat and I ain't got to go. I'm constipated. And I don't feel right. So I got to constantly keep my diet so that whatever I'm eating, man, it's going to be like a fiber for me. Okay? And that's why I stay away from a lot of meats. And a lot of different, I can't think of the last time I done ate some store bread. I can't. It's got to be at least 9-10 years since I done bought some store-bought bread. All my bread, I go to Whole Foods and buy it fresh, which means I got 2-3 days to eat it up before it go bad. But that bread that can sit on the shelf for weeks, I pass on that. I pass on that. You know, I don't buy store-bought bread. And see, and see, by me knowing that my wife loves to cook. My wife loves to cook. And see, and since we've been apart for 4 years, well, Steve said it's expensive. It's expensive to eat healthy. It's expensive to be sick. You talking about it's expensive to eat healthy. It's expensive to be sick. Okay? And those few dollars that you paying on the front end to keep healthy on the rear end is nothing compared to what you're gonna pay if you're sick. See, that's what a lot of people get confused. See, they look at the high prices on the front end, but they ain't paying attention to them high prices that's even higher on the back end when they get sick. Okay? Because when you get sick, man, everything stops. When you get sick, everything piles up. when you get sick. Everything piles up. Everything stops when you get sick. And if you living from paycheck to paycheck, that sickness could be your devastation. Man, can you imagine if I was living in this hotel and I got sick and I couldn't get out here and had no way to get no money? Man, I'd end up on the street. I'd be no better than some of them people I drive by that's sitting at a bus stop or in the park. I see. This is when you are grateful for your experience, because regardless to what I'm going through, man, there's somebody going through something that's worse than what you experience. See, isn't it funny? You got people complaining and upset because they are living in a hotel and embarrassed because they now have to live in a hotel and they could be on the street. Make it make sense. It don't make sense to me. And I have folk who tease me because I live in a hotel. Oh, you homeless? Like it can't happen to them. You see, folk act like, they can't experience the same adversity. Listen, y'all, I got to get out of here. I'm gonna get out of here, and I'm gonna go down and I'm gonna go to the store and see how much money I got in the bank first before I talk about I'm going to spend some. I need to see how much money I got up in this joint. Okay. All right. Gotta make it happen. Gotta make it happen. Gotta make it happen. But it's all, y'all. It's all about what you understand. It's all about your comprehension. That's what it's all about. Now I see why understanding is so important. Because without it, you don't have much. If you don't have understanding, you don't have much at all. You don't have much at all. All right? So anyway, man, thank y'all for joining me. I see you. I'm out.